I'm now going to show you how to sew the interior of the Mercury messenger bag. So first you need 4 pieces. You need your center divider, which is either a divided pocket or it is a padded pocket. You need your bottom that has foam attached. I just basted this on with basting spray, but you can also baste around the outside. And you have 2 side pieces. Now these also have foam attached, but it's cut down 1/2 inch. And I went ahead and I made a slip pocket and I attached it, and I made a spot for a pen or a pencil there. And here is my elastic pocket. So I am all ready to go. First, I'm going to attach the bottom piece to both side pieces. And the seam allowance is still 1/2 inch. But since I'm working with foam and it's pretty thick, I usually increase my stitch length to 3. Okay, and I'm going to trim this, if I can find where I put my scissors. Here they are. I'm going to trim this pretty close to the seam, about 1/8 inch. And now I'm going to attach this to the bottom of the other side. Make sure you get the bottom and not the top. You don't want any upside down pockets. And you can definitely do a zipper pocket or do 2 slip pockets or no pockets. I would not recommend though that you skip the divider because that helps the purse keep its shape. So if you don't want to have it be zippered or padded, you can just at least do just a plain divider. Okay. All right, now I'm going to trim this seam. Okay. Now you need to take out your padded pocket or your zipper pocket. So open up your lining and match up this bottom of your pocket, your interior pocket, to where the bottom meets the side on your lining. We're going to match that up and pin the side. I'm going to pin it all the way up. Okay, now I'm going to fold the purse in half on top of that, the lining. I'm going to make sure that these seams where the bottom meets the side, then I'm just going to adjust my clip to include both the sides as well as the sandwiched pocket. And this is kind of thick, and these clips struggle with thick things a little bit. But I made it work. All right, and then I match up the top. And now I'm going to sew down this side. I've got to move my machine so that I can not knock the camera over. Okay, still doing 1/2 inch. And I'm sewing over this part very carefully. And when I get to the top of the pocket, I typically back stitch over that a little bit and then front stitch again, just to give it a little extra strength. That part will get some stress. And I do the same at the bottom. Okay, got my side, and I'm going to trim that. And this is a lot of layers for my hand. Okay, now we're going to make a boxed corner. I'm not going to do any measuring because it's pretty easy to see. If I squish this down, I'm just going to sew right across here, directly next to this seam. So just make sure that you have a triangle that's even. You don't want to get it off to the center. You want it centered and even. And I'm going to pick up the camera so you can see a little more from my perspective. Then I'm going to sew right next to that seam. And go carefully here because there's a lot of layers and you don't want to break a needle. And I always go back along my seam. Okay, good. And now I'm going to trim this. And I've got my first corner done. Oops. First corner done. Oh, my interfacing is becoming unfused. Okay, first corner done. Now we're going to repeat this with the second corner. We're going to sandwich these, or second side, we're going to sandwich these sides, sandwich the pocket between the sides, and in doing so we have to pull this pocket over. So I'm going to pull it over and clip it, and then I will clip the side just like I did before. Okay, and now I'm going to sandwich this whole side. I'm going to turn this so I don't have to lean forward. It is really awkward sometimes doing these videos and leaning forward in weird positions to sew. Okay. Now I'm going to sew this side just the same way. trim. And I'm going to box this corner. I'll make sure that you have the bottom of the pocket moved out of the way. You shouldn't be able to sew over it, but just keep that out of the way. Okay. And now I am done with the interior.